The call arrived in the late afternoon, right as I turned into the driveway of our new home. "Is this Daniel Brooks?" asked a raspy, older voice. "Yes, who's calling?" The previous owner." "Sorry to trouble you, but I left something important behind, something serious." I nearly ended the call, then he continued. "There was a hidden camera in the living room ceiling. I forgot to remove it from the cloud before the sale. It's been recording." I froze completely. He went on, "I only checked the old feed by mistake today. I didn't intend to see anything, but what I saw. I think you should know." My chest tightened. "What did you see?" Silence. "Don't discuss it on the phone," he said. "And don't mention it to your wife. Come alone. I'll show you everything." I sat in the car for what seemed like ages, staring at the house. Claire had strung lights across the porch. Inside, her laughter mixed with her mother's and sister's as they unpacked boxes. I stepped inside. Claire smiled from the kitchen. "Hey babe, everything all right?" I nodded. "Yeah, just heading to the store for a few things." I kissed her cheek, heart racing. As I drove away from the house, something felt off. Like this call had ripped away a thin layer from a life I believed I knew. And whatever that man had witnessed wasn't merely a mistake. It was a warning. The man lived about 20 minutes away, in a worn bungalow hidden behind a gas station. When he opened the door, his hands shook. "I didn't want to get mixed up in this," he said, guiding me inside. "But I lived in that house for 30 years. It deserved better than what I saw." He took me to a messy desk and opened his laptop. "I copied the footage. I'm not holding on to it. Just figured you deserved to see it." He hit play. The living room, my living room, the timestamp read Tuesday. I'd been at work until 7 p.m. that day. Claire entered. Her mother followed. Then her sister Jenna. They uncorked a bottle of wine. Ben started laughing. Claire dropped onto the couch. I can't believe he bought it. All that talk about starting over. Like it's his house." Her mom added, "You did the tough work, honey. Now we just keep him occupied at the office while we finish the transfer." "The transfer," I whispered. The video continued. Claire took out a folder. "Power of attorney documents," she grinned. "You said he'd never catch on. You were right, Mom." I stared at the screen, paralyzed. The man next to me lowered the volume. "There's more, but you understand the point." I couldn't talk, couldn't move. Power of attorney, they weren't simply mocking me behind my back. They were dismantling me from within while pretending to care. I rose slowly. "Send me the full file," I said, "every second, because now I had a strategy, and I wouldn't play the fool anymore." By the time I returned home that evening, everything appeared normal. Claire kissed my cheek and asked if I'd picked up milk. Jenna was helping sort the garage. Her mom was baking something for the neighbors. As if it were all genuine. As if I was the one pretending, I observed them. Every gesture, every false chuckle, every kind word now tasted tainted. I nodded, smiled, and joined the act. Because what they didn't realize was that I possessed the video. I had the evidence. And I wasn't going to challenge them. Not immediately. I required more. So over the following days, I acted oblivious. I pretended to be exhausted, occupied, preoccupied with work. I installed hidden microphones in the kitchen, the hallway, even beneath the dining table. Connected a secondary feed to the router. Enhanced the original cloud storage without informing anyone. They were too sure of themselves to detect it. And that's when the true discussions began. "Jenna, you certain he won't fight it?" "Claire, he's a loser." "I say we hold off 3 more weeks. Once the money shifts, he's worthless." Her mom, "Then we dump him." "Cling to him." "Say we need distance, and sell the house." So, my house. That night I sat in the garage, gazing at the lit laptop screen, hands tightened. My mouth felt parched. My heart turned to ice. They weren't merely scheming betrayal. They'd mapped it out, and I was paying for all of it, so I opened a fresh spreadsheet. Step 1, engage a private attorney. Step 2, quietly reclaim every asset under my name. Step 3, deliver the performance of their lives. The lawyer I chose operated from a modest office on the town's outskirts. A veteran estate attorney called Harold Maddox. No fancy attire, no chit-chat, just keen eyes and solid paperwork. I didn't reveal everything. Not yet, just enough to begin. I'd like to silently cancel the power of attorney I signed 3 months back, I said. He frowned. You realize canceling it without warning might create doubts. I'm relying on that, I answered. We submitted the documents that same day. He suggested making duplicates, keeping them with a financial reserve, and beginning to shift personal assets into safety. Bank accounts, investment accounts, and especially the house title. They believed they were protected, that I was unaware, but by Friday, every major asset had been rerouted. All I left were the hollow versions, the ones they circled like scavengers. Then came the next phase, the lure. That weekend, I entered the living room with a wide grin. Guess what, Claire? I just received a big raise. Her eyes lit up. Jenna applauded. Her mom said, I knew you could do it. I leaned into the role, expensive meals, a fresh outfit, even a thank you bracelet for Claire. They assumed their scheme had time. They assumed they'd succeed. But what they didn't realize was that I already controlled the stage, and they were merely reciting lines in a drama I directed. I just needed the closing scene, and it would stay in their minds forever. 2 days before their planned move, I overheard Claire on a call in the backyard. It's going down next week, she whispered. He's totally clueless. I've prepared the forged signature. His name will vanish from the deed before he notices. I stood inside, sipping coffee, watching her through the glass like she was practicing a part. Her entire time with me had been a scam. A drawn-out scheme, and she was pleased with herself. That night I emailed a detailed package to Harold, every audio recording, the cloud videos, the revised power of attorney forms. And the forged signature Claire believed I hadn't noticed her rehearsing. Prepare the final set, I wrote. Emergency legal filing. I want it set for Tuesday. Quietly, Harold responded with one line. It'll be perfect. I didn't sleep that night. The following morning, I invited them all for dinner. At home. A celebration, I said. The bonus came through. They fell for it. Completely, driven by greed, I grilled steaks, picked up wine, even wore the bracelet Claire had given me 6 months earlier. They teased, chuckled, raised glasses to me, and I kept grinning. Right until Jenna tapped her glass and said, to Claire, the future true owner of this home. They all laughed. I stood, raised my glass as well, and said, let's toast again next Tuesday. I'll have something special for you then. They cheered. They had no idea. But Tuesday was the day everything they'd constructed on deception would collapse. Tuesday arrived. I wore a simple gray shirt. No watch, no fragrance, just composure. Claire came downstairs in a red dress. Jenna was already filling mimosas. Her mom was on the phone boasting about this being their final week in someone else's house. They thought today marked triumph. At 9 a.m. exactly, the doorbell sounded. Claire looked puzzled. I opened it. Harold entered with a thick envelope. Behind him, a court official. Daniel, Harold nodded. Ready, I faced them. Ladies, have a seat, you'll want to listen to this. Claire scoffed. What's this about? The court official opened a document. Claire Whitman, you are being served with a cease and desist regarding attempted property fraud and signature forgery. Jenna rose. What the hell is this? Harold smiled slightly. Also note that Mr. Brooks has requested an immediate asset freeze on joint accounts pending fraud review. Her mom yelled. You can't do this. I leaned in. Oh, but I did. While you plotted how to remove me, I reclaimed everything. You own nothing, this house. Mine, the accounts, locked. The bracelet on your wrist, purchased with my card. I'll be taking that too. Claire stood motionless. And one more thing, I added, sliding a USB drive across the table. This holds all your recorded talks. I've already forwarded copies to my attorney and the cloud backup is protected. Any pushback, it becomes public. The room fell quiet. I had just started the battle. And they knew they had already been defeated. Claire's face lost all color as the court official completed the forms. Jenna snatched the USB drive as if she could delete what was already saved in the cloud. You're crazy, Claire hissed. No, I said. I was trusting. There's a difference. But now I see it all clearly. They didn't stir. Pack your belongings, I said coldly. You have until sunset. But this is our home, her mother shouted. No. It's mine. And remember, the mortgage, title, utilities, and every account are back in my name alone. Your names aren't on anything. You bet everything on a fake signature. And you lost, Jenna's voice broke. We were only trying to support Claire. She deserves more than... Than what? Than building a life together, I asked. She didn't want a partnership. She wanted dominance. But I offered you respect, love, trust, and you turned my life into a contest. Claire tried the victim act. Please, Daniel, let's discuss this. Don't do this in front of them. In front of them, I laughed. You brought them in. You schemed with them. Then I pointed to the official. Escort them out if they aren't gone by 6. I walked past them and up the stairs. For once, silence trailed me. Downstairs, the noise of drawers opening, bags zipping, and defeated women whispering to each other replaced the poison they had once spoken with confidence. I'd reclaimed everything. But I wasn't finished yet. The final part of the payback, that would mark them permanently. By the time sunset colored the sky in deep orange hues, their luggage sat stacked on the curb. Claire was the last to leave, mascara smeared, still trying to grasp how everything had escaped her grasp. But I wasn't observing from the window. I was already downtown, in a sleek high-rise conference room, delivering the final file to my contact at Wilkins & Rowe, the elite firm Claire had always aspired to join. You certain you want to proceed? The partner asked. I nodded. She forged legal papers. She used private client recordings to try extorting me. And there's proof she attempted to influence business assets. He sighed. Then she'll never work in law again. I stood and shook his hand. That's the goal. By midnight, Claire's license had been flagged. Her internship offers, canceled. Her name, marked, her LinkedIn, already filled with inquiries. I sent one final note from a disposable email. You constructed your life by deceiving mine. Now construct it again, from 0. I deleted the address. Back home, I sat on the porch with a glass of bourbon. Chilly air stung my skin, but inside, I felt purified. They believed they were cleverer, believed I'd remain silent. Believed love meant I'd never strike back, but I didn't just strike. I triumphed, and the greatest part, they'd never seen it approaching.